don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want.
Well, hello. My camera's not working. 1 second. But yep, good evening everybody, and welcome back here to CTC. We are here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and now go, my camera's working now. I do apologise for that. For some reason it didn't want to work, I don't know why. So we're just about to load into our one-shot quali. So obviously today we're having a sprint race today, so it is going to be completely different, and for some reason I forgot to change the title on the stream. I do apologise. That should obviously be thing. I cannot change it now. It's too late. I completely forgot to change it to Baku on the stream on Discord, freaking on YouTube. I'm all over the place again, because again, once again, I'm on my own. Corey Brooks has been having issues with his game, and so he's had to uninstall it, reinstall it. So he might be here later. But as of now, I'm on my own. So today's format is going to be slightly different. We're going to do a one-shot quali, followed by a sprint, which is about 9 laps, and then we'll do a lobby resets, then go into short qualifying, and then into a 50% race. We have 19 drivers at the minute. We are just missing a single person. ETA have made me aware that this person is going to be running late. So I am going to allow them to do quali because I was made aware of it beforehand. So they'll join in the short quali and be able to do the main race. But for this one shot and sprint, they'll not be able to be here. But obviously, without further ado, we'll head trackside for this magnificent Baku track. And that is a great start to see straight away that Joe Murphy is disconnected from the session. Great start. But yeah, like I said, ignore the YouTube title. It is not Jeddah. It is supposed to be Baku. When I made the stream, I clearly didn't check that, so I do apologize for that. So I do apologize to Joe Murphy, because unfortunately he is not going to be able to thing. But unless he rejoined. So ride on board. We'll ride. Well, you know what? I want to ride on board of Jerry Van Bussel. That is not Jerry Van Bussel. There he is. We'll follow along with Jerry here as he's coming through. Coming through here. Coming now down the turn 4. Pretty much the first 3 corners are pretty much 90-degree turns. And now that is the first sector done. First sector is pretty much one. Well, sorry, the last sector is the probably fastest sector on this thing. And now we're coming down towards the castle section. Now coming down to the treacherous turn 7. You do not want to get that wrong. And Jerry Van Bussel did get it wrong, and he's invalidated. So that is unfortunate for him. So we'll go on board with his teammate then, with Ryan Modler. As Techbee and Tomas Ella have both crashed it in qualifying. That is one thing you can do here. You have to be careful with the castle section and this corner here, turn 15, as Ryan Modler's taken it perfectly. And now coming into the final sector he is. Purple middle sector. And now coming around the zigzag of 17, 18, 19. And also you got to be careful slightly here, because if you get this wrong you can go into the wall. I've seen bugs in the past with that wall where you could just take out a car. So on board of Ryan Hayes is coming up to Durst line, flies open, up to the line for Ryan Modler, and he is fastest by just over a full 10th. So Ryan Modler will start in pole position for the sprint. We'll go through the full classification in one moment when I get it. So Ryan Modler will start at the front, and this looks like Jerome, so I'm going to say Jerome. Jerome Vesser will be on the front row with him. Then Kedon Lutz, Jonas Orpil, Jan Gabor Santos, Carlos, Lucas Diaz, Alex Santana, and Adam Schumer, your top 10. And Alexander Graf, David Martinez, Trisk, Michael Hendrick, Kane Barnett, and then Joe Murphy didn't even set a time. And then unfortunately we had a few people that didn't think. Why did I show 20 drivers? Oh wait, they're both ETA. Okay then. We have rain. We have a very rainy sprint. Wait, so is the other... No, we have 19. No. Why did... Don't know why I showed 20 then. Anyway. So yeah. So Ryan Modler will lead them away into turn 1 with this sprint. As soon as the sprint is finished, I will have to immediately leave the session so I can start the new lobby, because I am the lobby host. And the quicker I can sort the short quality and 50% rate, the better it is. Alright, so obviously now just wait for drivers to finalize their setups, because obviously the change in conditions, it is now wet instead. So we'll just wait. We'll just wait to see what happens. Obviously, I assume it'll be probably full wet tyres for these 9 laps. So it's going to be completely wet, because as you can see, it is the cloud. That is not changing anytime soon. So I think we're going to get a full wet race, unless one of the drivers' engineers can confirm. For some reason, we should be readying up. I don't know why. I'm just going to quit. Again. Oh, Omar Adam for CSI is asking, can we restart for Joe's thing? With it being a 9-lap sprint, realistically, I don't want to reset, so that AI car will pretty much take control for this. Like, and it's just like, it's just one driver, so it's an unfortunate thing. I don't know what the drivers are waiting for. I assume they're doing their setups. Like, realistically, they can ready up whenever. So, is there something gone wrong with the lobby here? It's like, so I said, drivers can ready up whenever. All right, what are we waiting for? Okay, he has control. Yeah, I'm saying whenever the drivers are ready, like if all the drivers are ready and Joe's back in, I'm more than happy for everyone to start. So let's get going, lads. I can hear a countdown. So let's get ready for these 9 laps of wet racing. Put your predictions in the chat of how many people you think are gonna absolute bin it into walls. But anyway, lights are on. 4, 5 lights. And away we go for this sprint. For this very, very wet sprint. It looks like Ryan's got a decent start there. He's going to cut across the SCA there of Jerome, but going to keep ahead of him. Kendon Mr. Luck keeps third place, and Jonas doesn't move at all. People all go side by side in the background, and Jerry Van Bussel doing a bit his own style of Tokyo drifting as Ryan Muddler keeps the lead. They're all moving around at the back there. And obviously these two here have gone away really well as Ryan and Jerome here. As it looks like Jan is trying to get past Jonas Opel here. The side-by-side, the Tess and the ETA driver. Oh, and Jonas gets squeezed into the wall. It looks like Claudio Diaz behind has got ahead of Carlos. Well, is trying to, and now Gabor is trying to get past Jonas and has done. So I wonder if Jonas has picked up wing damage as somebody else is going clattering into the wall there in the background. It looked like it was Carlos. And Carlos and Claudio Diaz are still fighting it, but they've gone deep. This is allowing Alex Santana to try and have a go at them. But you've got to be careful here. We're coming to the castle section. Very tight. Nobody... Oh, we got someone into the wall there. It was one of the Azurai drivers into the wall there. Not sure which one it was. I think it might have been Michael. Made a small mistake, and now the rest of them behind him have been punished for it. So Michael's dropping further back. That is unfortunate indeed for them, as pretty much they're all keeping with quite close to each other. Ryan seems to be created a little bit of gap here to himself, between himself and Mr. Visser here. So, and looks like Michael is at the back, and he does have severe. Well, he's only missing the end plate, but David Martinez has more major damage than he does. So both of those drivers are going to be absolute screwed. Jerry Van Bussel's missing a wing. He's clattered into the wall, and so his thing. And now it looks like Jan has got past the FER driver of Kendon Looked here. Looks like Jonas Opel here was getting looked at by Carlos, but Carlos not quite close enough to try and make a move on the inside. As we now start in lap 2 here, Ryan still got the lead by about 9/10 of a second. Obviously, Michael and David are both into the pits for that wing change. So they'll be having their own scrap at the back. And like I said, Ryan has pretty much got away from thing. The zero driver broke everybody's wing. Oh dear, that's never good. So yeah. Oh, we got Jan here right on the back of Jerome here. Like, he's all over the back of the SCI driver, who's truly dropped off the back of Ryan Muddler here. I should also say as well, only the top 10 get points. So in this sprint, first down to 10th get points. First gets 10, 10th gets 1. I'm not sure what we're doing about fastest lap and pole. Fastest lap, I would assume we are still keeping in. I don't know about pole. I wouldn't have thought so. But obviously all that will still apply, all those points will still apply for the main race after. So Jan here's got ahead of Jonas, and it's not Jerome, not Jonas, freaking Jonas is further back. So now Jan here will look to try and catch Ryan, the Thomas Eng racing driver, pretty much ahead, as we got Lutz and Gabar here fighting over what is 4th place. We're also trying to fight with Vista as well. We'll have to see if they're still side by side. These two giving each other plenty of space, but Mr. Luck makes a mistake and Gabar is through there. So the FER drivers are now really close to each other. I wonder if we'll see some team orders here. Oh, who just clattered the wall there? Somebody just tapped the wall there. But looks like they've all calmed down a little bit. Jonas Opel looks to be right on the back of Carlos here. Right. Oh, bit of a slide there for Carlos. No slide for Jonas. Trying to keep with him. David Martinez is in the pits again. I believe that's for another wing change. So that is unfortunate. Oh, that's a big smack on the wall there for Vissa in Castle. But look at this, Ryan Modler is now got a very fast Jan behind him. So Jan clearly liking these wet conditions, because here on lap 3 he is challenging for the lead. Oh, he's cut across the curb way too much there, almost into the wall. But oh, Ryan a bit deep. That's gonna let Jan here trying to attack him on the exit, but nope. Ryan gets the power down earlier, so he keeps ahead. As we get a lovely helicopter shot here of them going down the main straight here. But Jan is getting ever closer. Will he mount a move on the brakes, or even before turn 1? Goes to the inside, get fastest lap in response. They're still side by side as they come down to turn 1. And there's a bit of tyre hook in there. Both of them managing to keep it clean, and Jan is into the lead for Thomas and Racing here. So Ryan will try to look to catch back up as the test teammate is down in 15th, not where he wants to be. So we'll have to see if he can go any faster. As whoa, hello, who is that sliding in the background there behind Gabor here? Oh, it's Jonas. I didn't even realise these guys have dropped back. They're all starting to, well, gaps are starting to form now. So oh, that was a big lock up there. Oh, as we go through the treacherous castle section. I wonder how many people are going to get murdered by that corner. Because you probably remember all those years ago for the real life Grand Prix when Charles Leclerc made a small mistake at Castle, went straight into the wall and gave us all the classic meme of I am stupid. Because that was funny. But looks like here Gabor is got away here from Jerome, so, and he's got a big enough gap to Kadon behind. Is it Kadon or Kedon? I don't know. It's one of the two. But anyway, looks like Gabor here is gonna try and catch Ryan, who's slowly slipping off the back of Jan. Jan is again setting another fastest lap, but then gets instantly taken away by Gabor because he's been set free. And will now look to chase after Jan here. So we are looking to think as people behind are getting past others, as it looks like Adam Schumer's lost a place to Alexander Graf, and TechBeat has come into the pits and has retired from the session. So he is clearly not having a fun time. But his teammate is currently in third right now. chasing after Ryan. And because of that move from Alexander Graf, that has pushed Adam Schumer out of the top 10. So now himself and his teammate Trisky will have to try and get back into those top 10 if they want points. So it's only top 10 again. I didn't even notice this. When did Claudio Diaz got past Jonas Opel at some point? And he looks to be trying to chase down a Carlos Galindo. I think that's how you say it. Galindo. Yeah. If I'm saying it wrong, I'll get moaned at if I'm saying it wrong. Oh, somebody rode that curve a bit too much ahead. I think it was keyed on. Oh, the FVR drivers looking very close to each other here. So I wonder if there'll be some team orders here to... Oh, I didn't even notice this. Carlos has actually lost part of... Oh, no, he hasn't. I thought he lost an end plate there, but it's just the camera angle changes, it just disappears. So these three have actually pulled away a little bit as Jan sets a new fastest lap of the race. A 1:54.6 as this rain is actually getting lighter. Like, we're not going to have dry tyres by the end. There's no shot. Like, it's still raining, but it's like, why do I keep hearing somebody hitting the barriers when no one's actually hitting the barriers? Like, what the frick? Anyway. Ryan here looks to be under a bit of pressure here from Gabor. From Gabor Santos. He is completely dropped away from Jan, so... Unless Jan makes a mistake, I don't see how he is losing this race as Joe Murphy and Joe Van Bussel are fighting further back. As I will. It's just wondering how long will Ryan here be able to keep Gabor behind. Probably not for much longer if Gabor has anything to say about it. Man won last week very comfortably, which obviously I'll show you last week's results after, well, when I start trying to set up the lobby for the race. As Jan with another fastest lap of the race into the 53s now, 53.983. As again and then obviously further back we've got a bit of a switcheroo between the Tata and Race Techs. One done the old switcheroo, so we'll have to see which one will try to get further up the field. As it looks like the ball's trying to cool down those tyres because they're starting to have a very dry line forming. We're on lap 7 here of 9 as Jan is miles ahead now. He's 3 seconds up the road. Unless he picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits, I don't see how he's losing that lead. I don't think he's going to anyway. Also as well, Baku is a track where track limits I don't think will ever play a factor into the racing. There's only like a couple places where you can go, where you can actually get track limit warnings. The exit of 12 is one, turn 7 is another, and then maybe the exit of 16 might be another place where you can get warnings, and obviously turn 16 and stuff. 15 as well if you turn in too early. There's also another place. Let's see, we'll try to have him look this time around. If he doesn't, I'll go on board with Claudio Diaz because I think he's getting very close to the back of Carlos. Oh, Gabor sliding a little bit there, flattering the wall just a little bit, but doesn't seem to have unsettled him as he's in the slipstream of Ryan here. but I don't think he's very close enough unless he's going to try to dive. Nope, not close enough, so go back on, further back with the FVR drivers. Still ahead of Claudio Diaz. But this is like one massive train right now. This is one big train from 5th down to, well, down to 12th. But Claudio here going on to the wet part of the track, trying to cool those tyres down. Understandable. Oh, is this a Haas gonna try and... Is this Alex Santana trying to make a move there, and Jonas Opel tried to, and again trying to have a little look there at turn 4, but not quite close enough. Are they... Like, I think they're getting a bit fed up being stuck behind this green Kick-Sauber and want to try and get ahead of the ET8 driver. But there's plenty of other places to do that, sir. The finish way is key. That's what I'm trying to say. Is key. Oh, contact there between Alex and Jonas. Alex way too aggressive there on Jonas. Thankfully doesn't spin Jonas, but only loses the place to his teammate Alexander Graf, and will now be under pressure from the Tatum race truck driver of Tristan. Finish way, keep on. I was like, that's what I'm saying, right? I'm saying it right? Right? No? I don't know. Like I say, if engineers and team owners want to help me say their drivers' names correctly, I'm more than welcome to it. Like, send me like a little voice clip of how you say your drivers' names, and I'll try that. Try that way. It might be easiest for me to understand how to say it. Because Azurai did that with Ariane Sanga. So, and looks like here Tristan's got ahead of Alex Santana. So Alex trying to be a bit aggressive on Jonas has ended up having to lose a few places. As it looks like Adam Schumer's going to be under pressure there from Thomas Seto behind. As Ryan's still ahead of Gabor here. And he's not really losing any more time to Jan, but Jan comfortably in the lead. Jan's name is pronounced Honza. How? Okay. Oh. Jan here is somehow broken another second in that middle sector on these guys. And looks like Claudio Diaz has made a mistake somewhere because he's dropped off the back of Carlos. So these guys will be coming up to the line as we're going to go on board with Jan here as he's coming up to the finish line to claim what is 10 points and a sprint win for Thomas Eng Racing. As we now go back on board with Ryan. Will he stay ahead of Gabor to pick up 9? He does, and Gabor will pick up 8. Jerome's going to pick up 7, 6 and 5 for FVR. And it will be 4 for Diaz, 3 for Jonas, 2 for Graf, and 1 for Tristan. So now we just wait for the rest of the people to come across the line. As there comes Joe and Jerry, and now we just wait for Michael and David Martinez, who's in the mid sector. Paul Mann had to change his wing several times. Michael's also picked up wing damage again. Don't know how he's done that, but now we just wait for a David to come across the line. We'll get the final results, and then at the earliest possible moment, I will try to leave the lobby and go back to main menu. So, because obviously I need to start the lobby for the next. Start a new lobby. Ooh. Terrible time for a yawn. I do apologise. So here we go then. So Jan takes the win then for Thomas Eng Racing. Ryan Modler will be P2. Then Gabar, Jerome, Kidon, Carlos, Claudio, Jonas, and Alexander Graf, and Tristan will take the last point. And then just outside the port, actually I should probably have on that one. There we go. And we've got Alex Santana, Adam Schumer, Tomas Seto, Kim Burnett, Joe Murphy, Joe Van Bussel, Michael, and last of the finishers, David Martinez, and then Tech B, the only retiree. And now I just need to... Can the drivers like hurry up and ready up, because right now I cannot. I cannot thing. That's actually serious. Honza is the Czech version of Jan. Since you asked how to pronounce it correctly, there is. Oh, oh, because he's okay, because he's Czech. Okay, I can go back to main menu now. Okay. Thank you, Simon. So it's actually set. So his name's okay. Yeah, because I was like, I would like to know how to say drivers' names correctly, if people can tell me. As the other ET8 driver, I say, hopefully the other ET8 driver is here. So obviously now I'm just gonna quickly now make a brand new session so I can set it up for the race. So the new lobby is open if everybody wants to get their butts in this lobby as quick as possible. I've just got to turn off all the just change the settings, which should not take me too long at all, because I know most of the settings at this point. So if you guys can get your drivers to hurry up and get in this new lobby, the sooner we get going, the sooner we do this, the sooner we can get going. Change this to a short quali, leave it on long, leave on standard, dynamic. This gets changed to midday. Corner cut and strict. This needs to be reduced. That needs to be immersive. That off. There we go. Part for me off. There we go. It's a brand new lobby, Scoreline. It's a brand new lobby. The new lobby is already open, so please get your drivers to join this new lobby as fast as possible. Like, the faster they join, the faster we can get going. The settings should be alright. I know for a fact when Ryan Modler gets in, he will double check the settings because that's what he's like. So while I wait for all the drivers to get in this new lobby, we'll now move on to whatever... Oh, yeah, I know. I know the format is absolute terrible. Like, but I don't know whose idea it was to have a sprint race in the calendar, but it was somebody's idea. Whoever's it was needs shooting, I think, on it. Anyway, but there's your calendar. The stage 3 will get announced probably after the Canadian race next week. But I can tell you for a fact there will be a break week after Canada. So after Canada, we'll have 1 week off, and then we'll be going on to round 7, 2 weeks after the Canadian race. But what that track is, you guys do not know until it gets released. Obviously, I know because I'm part of the admin team, but I'm not going to leak it because I'm not. Wrong screen. And here's last week's results. So obviously it is not on the current thing, the current graphic. There we go. We couldn't get the graphic sorted because Aiden lost access to Photoshop, who normally does this. Obviously, we usually big props to Aiden for always getting this done and ready in time. But obviously, here's last week's results. Gabor Santos was top of the sheet. then Isaac Lear, Dennis Langrock, Ryan Modler P4, Lucas, Thomas Laminen, Francesco Lago, Adam Schumer, Jerry Van Bussel, Luca, Jensen Rosen, Joel, Ian, Harlem, and Michael picking up the last points. And then we'll just quickly... There we go. And as your updated points, Shazoo are now top. Are at the top, ahead of Vin. Actually, no, Shazoo was at the top last week. Never mind. So Shazoo, 101 points. Venturi second, 17 points back. Then Thomas Eng Racing, 11 points behind that. Last season's champions, FVR, are in fourth with 70. Then TF10 on 58. Then FRT with 56. Tatum on 41. Then AMR and ETA both on 23. And Azure at the bottom with only 11 points to their name. Hopefully they can increase that this week. So we'll hopefully see that. I'm just looking at the lobby. I'm seeing in-game, I see 19 out of 20 drivers. And I see the other ET8 drivers in. So we're just waiting for the last person. Okay, it just all of a sudden just bumped up to 20. Oh, that's right, because Alex Santana wasn't in. Can Alex select his car? Then we should be ready to go. Because someone from... Get Nathan on com. Ethan say, get Nathan on comms. Ethan say, Piney, let me join the VC Alco comms. No, Ethan. It's too late for that anyway. Like, my co-comms, I say, Corey Brooks is supposed to be the main commentator. I'm supposed to be the co-comms. But when he can't do it, then I have to take over. I don't know if Corey Brooks will be able to get his game sorted by the time the race things. We'll soon find out. But obviously now Alex is in. He's got his car. Let's get this started. Yeah, there we go. Classic Ryan. Classic Ryan Telemid lobby settings are correct. Since everybody's in, engineers, tell your drivers to ready up. Everybody tell your drivers to ready up. We can get going. Everybody's in. Everyone is in the session. Start readying up and we can go. I will just ping everyone on Discord to be easier as well. So I should also have a track map, but for some reason I've not changed it. Why is it Japan? Okay, I need to quickly change that. That should not be Japan. If I just quickly change, where's Baku? There we go. That's Baku. There we go. Now we have the Baku track. The 20 turns. That is the Baku City Grand Prix. That's 20 turns. It's 6 kilometers long, with its 2 DRS zones, where you got the DRS zones after turn 20 down to turn 1 and from turn 2 down to turn 3. So expect all the overtaking there. Obviously, drivers do have to be careful of the middle section of track from turns 8 to 12, because that is the castle section. People can hit the walls there. But obviously, without further ado, we'll stop this, bring you back here for a second so I can wave, and then we'll go to trackside because we're getting ready for short quali now. Obviously, next week we will go back to full qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's just today, because it's a sprint, we are doing it this way. Obviously, I do apologise, not much I can do. I'm not the one in charge of the calendar. But hopefully next season I get a say in it. Because if I don't, I'll be annoyed. But anyway, and hello, Admire. I see you there. Alright. Here we go then. 18 minutes of short qualifying here. as I am pressing wrong buttons because I'm not tapped into the game. Good job, Piney! You blithering idiot. Anyway, wrong button. Doing it again. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong for me right now. It's fine. But anyway. And this is why I'd be like, hope and pray. No rain, please. No rain. Please, please, please. Hello, who's that going out the pits? Who's that first out? Ah, it's keyed on, look. When did Mishi join it? When did... Oh, are you on about Michael? Are you on about Michael Admire? Yeah, because I was going to say, yeah, Michael Hedrick raced last week for ET8. And this week he's racing for Azurai. So, Azurai somehow quickly snapped him up from ET8. So, there's that. Pretty much everybody is coming out onto the tracks. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, I assume he joined early this week, Admire. So, gonna ride on board here with Ken Dunlop in this short qualifying session. Should be enough time to easily get 3, maybe 4 runs. But to be fair, I don't know how quick he is either, because last week he did get plagued with a couple of incidents, did Michael, so let's see how he does this week under the Azurai banner this week. But we're going to... Obviously, also as well, collisions are on, so people are going to have to make sure they're not so close to each other, so that's why there's a bit of a traffic jam at turn 16. You could call Keydon. It's his name in the FAR server. What El Ledon Lut. Anyway, right on board here with Mr. Lot as he's coming through the first sector here, coming around turn 3. Oh, and he's clattered the wall there a little bit. Obviously, that's not going to have too much of an issue, clattering the wall just a tiny bit. You're going to lose a little bit of time. And again, clatters the wall on turn 4 as well. So this is not a good start here for Mr. Lutz, as he's doing it at 34.7 in the first sector. Obviously, coming up to the dangerous middle sector here. Turn 7, nice sooner. Well, obviously, got to be careful here. We're coming up to turn 8. Ooh! That looked very close to the wall. And I am being attacked by a bug. This is very bad. I'm being attacked. Why am I being attacked? Oh, because my window's open. That's why I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked by bugs. Hang on. Did not realise that was full open. Where's the bug? Hopefully it's disappeared. Unknowingly, I was under attack, but it's fine. Hopefully it's just disappeared now. But anyway, Mr. Lutt here, going to set the benchmark of a 1:37.759 as I see one of the Venturis coming out the last corner. Which one is it? It's Ryan Modler, goes a full 10th faster as Gabor seems to have validated his lap, so he's not thing, as Thomas Eto has gone up to 3rd. Jerry Van Bussel up to a time board ahead of his Venturi teammate, as it looks like Vesa into the pits. Sprint race winner Jan is into 4th with his banker lap 37 thing, as Joe Murphy goes fastest of everybody, 37.545. As we just wait for a few others to come across line. Tech please come across line. And then Tristan Els come across line into 5th. His teammate Adam Schumer is slowest of everybody right now. God, I'm just trying to keep up with some of these drivers. Patrick up to 11th for another one into the pits, and it looks like that's Claudio Diaz going to be the last one across the line. Slots into P10. So Carlos, Kane, Ian and Alex were clearly not happy with their first laps. So we'll have to wait to see what their first laps are. Right. And it looks like Gabor is not doing a lot of laps because he's invalidated. So first runs are done. Joe Murphy at the top by just over 2.5 hundredths ahead of Jerry Van Bussel, who is then a little bit ahead of their teammate Ryan, as it looks like Ryan's picked up front wing damage, so he must have clattered the wall after his flying lap. Yep, he has done. He's missing the the right end plate, but he's fine. Look, missed a lot after setting the very first lap. Is P4. That's Tristan in 5, Jan in 6, then Jonas Orpel, and Tomas, and Alexander Graf, Claudio, Tech, Patrick, Michael, Adam Schumer, and then David Martinez. Slaughtered everybody right now with a 1:39.205. People are trying to overtake each other from the pits. Alright, I really hope that bug don't come back. Could you call the guy and peel it? Oh, is that... What was it? Elia? Yeah? Ellis? I don't know what... I'm saying it right. Elliot, right? Or Leah? I don't know. I was gonna say, I know that... I was gonna say... I saw on Discord that their name is the other way around. The Thomas Eto is their last name, so oh well. Anyway, right, who is first out on the second runs? As we've got 10 minutes left of this session, as it looks like this time it's the other FER driver that's first. It's Elia or Elia. I don't know which one sounded more right. Like, you gotta give me a break. Like, I do have trouble, like, with pronunciations and stuff. So I do, like I say, if I get drivers' names wrong, I do apologize. I am trying my hardest, so cut me a bit of slack. Because, like, most names here are easy. Ilya. Alright. So, right on board here with Carlos, as they're starting their second run, obviously, because their first one was a bit invalid. So, we'll ride on board with the FVR driver as they want coming through this the narrow streets of Baku here. Want to always be... Ooh, I think he's got that a bit too much, and he's gone a bit deep and has clattered the wall again. As we've got yellow. Had someone comment Thomas Land once. Unfortunately, again, Carlos has hit the wall again. He's got to be careful not to hit these walls too much because they can affect your tire as well. But obviously, you've got to be close to the walls to get the optimal racing line. But obviously Carlos here seems to be okay. He's done turn 7 okay. And then into the castle. Woo! Back end almost drifted into the wall there of turn 8. He is going to come across some traffic in the final. at turn 16 now, which could be an issue if those guys don't get a wriggle on. Like that Merkit needs to either put his foot down. Here, wall riding is meta, says Amira in the chat. I don't think so, sir, but yep. That is purple middle sector, but oh no, it's only a personal best in the middle sector. As Carlos says, this time this lap is valid, as he's coming around turn 19, now turn 20. Coming up to the DRS line, flies open, full power to the line. What's it going to be for Carlos? Goes just behind his teammate into P5. As I do believe that is not Joe Murphy next, it is his teammate, Mr. Visser here. On his second run, obviously his first run was also invalid. And we go on to, I do believe it might be Alex Santana next one. Anyway, Visser up to 8th. As it is Alex Santana, and he's up to 9th. And Joe Murphy improves on his best time, as Alexander Graf goes up to P4. That is a Williams coming across the line. It is Ilya. And now next to come across the line was Mr. Lut. Nope, not Lut. It was one of the Jonas Orpel's gone up to 10th. We've got Red Bull next of, I would assume, Michael. He's up to 14th. Then we've got one of the Mercs. It was Jerry. Don't think he's improved. Gabor has set his lap. He's up to P5. As that looks like Jan has come up to P2 there. Good for him. Patrick doesn't look like he's improved now. It's the two Ferraris. David Martinez has improved up to 19th. His teammate Claudio Diaz hasn't improved. Adam Schumer hasn't improved. Oh, no, sorry, he has improved. He's up to 12th. And the last person to cross line will be Ryan, as he goes provisional pole. I also just noticed, I don't know why, for some reason on my screen, the other Tatum driver is supposed to be obviously just, you know, while they're all coming in, because they're all going to come in, I'm going to quickly just go to Discord for 1 second. Literally it's not going to be long, so I'm going to wait for 2 seconds just so I can see what his actual name is, because he risks for Tatum now. Does this guy? Here we go. Tristan Janssen. There we go. That's the other Tatum race tech driver, but for some reason his name's been bugged for me all season long. It keeps telling me he's on a Versio, which no longer exists. The Versio F1 is gone bye bye. And this guy's now joined Tatum Race Tech, because they was on FVR, FRT, sorry, not FVR. What am I on about? He was on Future Racing Team beforehand until Tatum signed them up. So yep, pretty much everyone's now done a lap. 1.3 seconds is the full gap from first down to 10th. Ryan Modler taking the top spot away from Joe Murphy by about 0.06 of a second. Then Jan is a full 10th behind. Then Jerry didn't change anything. Tristan went up to 5th. Elliot into 6th. Then 7th for Gabor. Alexander Graf into 8th. Kidon in 9th, Carlos in 10th, Jonas Orpel, Adam Schumer up to 12th, and Techby, Visser, Alex Santana, Patrick, Michael, Claudio, Kane, and David. So we'll have to see how well these guys do on their third and final runs, because we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of short qualifying here before we get into our 50% race. So we'll have to see how everybody does on their final run. So we'll have to see, as it looks like one of the kick salvers is out first, and it looks like Jonas Orpel is the first one out this time around. So this time it's not an FVR driver out first, it's an ETA out first. Sometimes being out first can be good, but most of the time not so much. It is in qualifying, I think it's best if you're the last person to go, you have the best track, and therefore I think you would be the fastest. So we'll have to keep on board who is going to be that last person out of the pits, because I can see that all of them are getting their rears out of the pits. But it looks like Gabor, no, there we go, Gabor is out, so it looks like it is a Red Bull, so it's going to be Kane. That's the last one out, because his car is also not moving. Kane needs to get his butt out that pit soon, otherwise, there we go, it's moving now. So, I'm going to ride on board here with the ETA driver of Jonas Orpel, as he looks to try and improve on what is P11 as of right now. Obviously as well, we will be given the extra point for pole position in this session. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the sprint pole. I don't know if we're given a point for that. I'm not entirely sure. So I do. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We probably will. I don't know. And obviously, fastest lap will get an extra point. So Jonas will want to look to try and get the best possible start, as he's looking here to start his final run here, as he's coming around turn 20, and now the battery light will probably get turned on here. Just the big question is, will he hit traffic like Carlos almost did? But anyway, Jonas Orpel will ride on board here with him here as he comes into turns 2. That's pretty much dead perfect for how you want to do turn 2. So that's pretty good from Jonas, as he's now coming up to the third of the 3 90-degree corners. Little tap of the wall there on the entry and exit. That is not going to help him too much. Little wobble there on turn 4, as he almost clipped the wall there. And coming up to the first sector split, he's up by almost a 10th. Interesting line there for that chicane there. Now coming up to the tricky turn 7. Taking that corner nice and tidily, and now into Castle as we ride on board. Oh, very close to the wall on both sides. Now coming around turn 12. Back onto full power now for the triple left of 13, 14 and 15. 15 heavy braking zone. Can ride a little bit of the curb, obviously you want to be careful. I think he hit the wall again there. As he's coming up to the second sector split, how much is he up? He's up by 3/10 of a second. This could see him ahead into possible P5, with him already doing a 37.9. 3/10 up will make it a 0.6. So we'll have to see how much more he gains in this final dash to the line. Jonas Orpel currently P11. Where's he going to go across the line? Goes up to P5. As it looks like one of the Venturi, that is, sorry, not Venturi, CSI of Joe goes provisional pole, then Jerry Van Bussel takes it away. Vissa only 14th. We got an FVR. No, it's not this one. Tech speed doesn't improve. Somebody bails into the pits. One of the McLarens. It is Tristan, so he's not happy. Then Carlos P7. Ryan Modler into P2 just behind his teammate, as Alexander Graf improves up to 10th. And who is that just crashed into the wall over the line? As it was Jan probably. Then Kidon Lut into P5. Just trying to... Oh, hello. You've made a mistake. So you're not going to improve. Gabor will be after the 2 AMR drivers. Claudio into the pits now by his lap. David's going to finish his lap. Goes up to P17. Gabor, next person across the line, goes up to P6, as we have the Azura driver of Kane stays last, and then the last person to pretty much finish is the test driver of Elia here, who unfortunately made a mistake, lost their front wing, and yeah, that is it for your qualifying. So biggest improver there on the final runs was Jonas. I think his stat was P11 up to thing. But Venturi front row lockout for them. So that is an absolute sheer dominance from the Venturi team. Obviously, Ryan Modler got the pole in the sprint. And obviously now, I'm just waiting for a full classification, please. Can I not get the bug where I just get a black screen, please? Please? Game? Come on. Thank God. Alright, so, I will ask nicely. Can one of the engineers, for me, kindly, it's for the spreadsheet, for the results. Can an engineer or a manager get the classification of qualifying for one of your drivers' recordings or streams and send it to me in DMs, please? It's purely for the fact of the spreadsheets, so we can keep track of where people like start and stuff. Obviously, it'll be on the thing, but it's more for the poll time. It's more for the poll time because I didn't get to see it. I know Jerry Van Bussell did a 37.1, but I don't know the other two numbers. It's more for the fact of who did what on qualifying. So if an engineer or manager can send me the classification for quali, because I didn't get to see it. So I'll be very thankful if somebody did. But anyway, moving on to the 50% race now. We're just waiting for drivers to change their setups, sort out what kind of how much fuel they want to run and what tires they want to start on. Obviously, it looks like it's getting pretty dry here, but we'll have to see. It could all change because obviously in the sprint we did have full wet weather, so everything can change. As my penguin that sits on the mic decides to take a nosedive. God damn it, Kevin, stay on the mic, you silly thing. Yeah, my penguin has mind of his own. But anyway, yeah, Venturi front row lockout. So let's see what we'll have to see what Jerry and Ryan can do from the front. As obviously we are waiting for drivers to sort out what their strategies are. Now, the bigger question is it a one-stop or is it a two-stop, this race? So I'm not sure how long those medium tires can go. I would assume because the mediums can do, I assume 9 laps because they could do it for the sprint. They could do 9 laps, but they're very dead at the end of the sprint. They will be like 70-80% at the end of the sprint, and also 9 laps. So what, you do 9 laps on the mediums and do the rest on thing. Very, very funny. Danny Cove was saying 5-stop and FER Jake saying 3. Like, yes, 3 is more than like 3 can happen if people make a small mistake and lock up going into castle, because then obviously front wing go bye-bye, you have to pit for that front wing. So people could pit 3 times, yeah, that's possible. But 5, you're having a laugh, Danny. You're having a laugh, lad. Like, obviously these drivers can ready up whenever they like. There is no time limit. All we ask is you give the drivers at least a minute or 2 to see if they want to change setups and stuff. But I've been yapping for like 4 minutes at this point, so whenever the drivers are actually ready, they can ready up and get going. Because I want to see some blooming action! I don't want to be sat here just ranting and yapping. I want to yap and rant about the action. And right now, I'm not getting any. Thank you! I'm getting a ticking sound for less than 10 seconds. And Maya says, I think there's already going 10-stop. What, both drivers or both drivers combined? But anyway, on to the grid here. Jerry Van Bussell from pole, his teammate in P2. Who's going to lead into turn 1? As lights out and away we go for the Baku City Grand Prix. It looks like it's a good job. Oh, it's a brilliant start there for Joe Murphy. He's going to try to go on the outside of Ryan Modler at turn 1. What a brilliant start there for the CSI driver, as multiple people are side by side in the background. As you can see, the Tatum of just again absolutely swallowed up by everyone else, as Ryan Modler here is trying to attack Joe Murphy to take P2 back from him at turn 1. But yep, no, Joe going into P2, stopping at the Venturi 1-2 as somebody is already off the road. There's people at the back, crashed, gone deep, and it is Michael and Techby that have gone. As we've got people side by side here, as I'm just trying to get onto it. It looks like it's Carlos and Tristan here. Tristan trying to go on the outside, contact made. They're still not going to be side by side as we're coming to Castle, surely, because two cars do not go through this corner. Even though I would like to see it. They'll never happen. But yep, Carlos gets in now into P8. And Tristan has actually lost a few places from their start. But he's going to settle now comfortably in P9. As looks like Alexander Graf hasn't moved. His teammate has moved a few. Like I say, we've got quite a few movers, but obviously the big important one is for Joe Murphy to get ahead of Ryan Modler. Because Venturi could have done some nice tactics, so Ryan Modler just keeps within DRS, and then towards on this straight here, he could catch up to Jerry, but not take the lead away from him. But Joe is catching here, catching with the slipstream and DRS as further back, no one's going side by side of anyone as Jerry Van Bussel obviously pick a fastest lap. In the lead here, pretty much everybody's keeping it all nice and clean. As Michael is into the pits, I assume for a thing. And now since the first lap action is over and done with, as Ryan, you gonna try it? Nope. All right, we're gonna go backwards on board here with Alex Santana as he's getting attacked here by Elia, and bit of contact made, and it looks like Elia is through into P10, and now Alex Santana here might get attacked by his own teammate, Alexander Graf. So it looks like it is fine. So obviously now, first lap action done, we'll give you the full list of everyone. So Jan and Patrick both started on hards. Everybody else started on the mediums. So that is an interesting one. And now, biggest gainers on the first lap are Claudio and Kane, both gaining 4. Techby lost 4 and Michael's lost 7. So far in this race. So now we'll go on board here with Joe, as I do believe he will get DRS on Jerry Van Bussel here and try to take the lead away from the Venturi driver. And there you go, the DRS flap is open. Gaining. Riding on board here with him. Doesn't think about the move. Interesting. So is he going to wait for the next straight to try and do it? Or is he just going to bide his time and just wait for a better opportunity? Right. We'll go right on board here, but looks like Jerry is doing enough to stay ahead of the SCR driver, and the SCR driver is not really getting close enough to mount a move, as I'm going to go back on board here with Ilya and Alex, as Alex trying to make a move past Ilya. Side by side the eyes, Alex is going to try to go around the outside of turn 4. We'll now have the inside line for turn 5. Still side by side these two drivers are, as now Ilya's going to have the inside for turn 6. They're still side by side as we come to turn 7. I'm going to ride on board of Alexander Graf. He's got a perfect view of this fight. And there we go, Ilya's finally given up the place to Alex. So Alex now into 10th. As wow, that was a good fight there between the TF10 and the test driver there. Very well raced between the two of them. Kept it both nice and clean. So Alex now improves his position up to P10. I say some great racing I'm seeing right now. I was going to go back on board with the leaders because I want to see if Joe is going to have a better. He's going to have see if he's going to have a go this time around. He's 6 tenths back from Jerry, so maybe not quite close enough. Because maybe Jerry is just doing enough to keep away. Yep, the gap is 7 tenths. As now DRS is open, so that gap is going to close, but not going to close quite enough. As Ryan Modler is getting closer. But nope. Joe Murphy again staying behind. But he's a lot closer to the back of Jerry this time around, so maybe he might try and make a move into turn 3. As his DRS is active, we'll go go on board, but it does not look like he's gaining too much, so he might not. As I can see further back, people are fighting further back. As I see Adam Schumer and Jerome Visser are fighting as Adam Schumacher on the outside at turn 3. We'll now have the inside line as Alexander Graf and Elliot are fighting over P11 ahead of them. But Adam Schumer gets the move done, and looks like Alexander Graf gets past Elliot Tomasetto Eto better than his teammate ahead. So nice, some nice moves being made further down the pack, but no real moves at the front. Pretty much they are staying where they are. All the entertaining parts are at the further back. So gonna keep on board with the middle pack here because I think these guys are more exciting. Alex Santana is barely holding on to DRS of Tristan ahead, but he is keeping DRS. So we have one long DRS train from 1st down to 18th as TechB is actually slowly gaining on these guys. He got involved in an incident on the first lap and has actually gained on him quite nicely. It looks like Joe Murphy's finally going to make a move for the lead of this race. And into the lead goes the SCI of Joe Murphy, finally ahead of Jerry Van Bussel. Joe has been planning this move for a few laps, so he's now finally got the move done. Will Jerry try and take it back into turn 3 is the bigger question. I don't think so, because he's not quite close enough. He might try it on the end of this lap. But yep, there we go. Jerry's just going to stay behind. Any moves further back? No, by the look of it. TechB is just outside, just on 2 seconds. He needs to try and catch up a little bit, if you think. But, Alex, you're almost a second behind Tristan here. But no, you're keeping up with him. But yeah, everyone seems to be having a decent gap. They're all keeping it nice and tidy. Obviously, we're on lap 5 here of 26. I expect people to probably start pitting after lap 8. I'm going to take a wild guess. Do not quote me on that. I am not a specialist at this game. I just like commentating it. So, but this is interesting. Joe Murphy's actually pulled a full second on Jerry Van Bussel in that entire middle sector. As it looks like his teammate has just been double overtaken by the AMR driver, so he might have made a mistake. But Joe Murphy, as they crossed the DRS detection point, nope, did not break DRS from Jerry Van Bussel. He tried to, but failed. But Keydon Lutt has actually dropped out of DRS of Gabor, so we're actually starting to see some splits as Alex Santana has as we've got a switcheroo between the AMR drivers. David is going to go ahead of Claudio, courtesy of DRS, and that will probably swap back. So Keydon might be in trouble here from Jan behind him, or somebody in chat says his Czech name is Honza, but I'm still just going to say Jan, even though I think like Honza is a cool name. Being attacked by a bug again. These bugs like me tonight. Like, leave me alone, bugs. But yeah, Keydon Lutt here trying to get back into the DRS of Gabor ahead, but is struggling just a little bit, as it looks like Tristan here has dropped out the second of Carlos. No, he's just got back in it. He's barely holding on to that DRS. And Alex Santana is out of it and is struggling to hold on as well. He's going to probably come under pressure from his teammate unless he can get back in the DRS. But again, Joe Murphy's broken DRS from Jerry Van Bussel. So I wonder if Jerry is saving his battery until this point, because now he's back in the DRS of Joe. As now they've got even further ahead of Keydon Lutt. But these guys are miles ahead, and looks like here Jan's going to go for the move on Keydon and gets ahead. And Gabor is actually trying to take... Oh, Ryan's in the pits, that's why. That's why. Oh, and Trisk is in the pits too. Oh, and David Martinez too. So people at the end of lap 6 are getting off those medium tyres. So I was wrong then. These mediums don't last that long at all. So maybe this is a 2-stop race because I don't think those hard tyres will last 20 laps. As it looks like Adam Schumer here might try to make a move next on Elliott, but not quite close enough to the Thomas Eng racing driver. As it looks like Gabor now is struggling to stay on the back of Jerry, courtesy of Ryan Muddler going into the pit. So expect more drivers in at the end of this lap to pit, because now you can see 1 second gaps are starting to form between pretty much everybody here in the top 8. There's pretty much a full second gap. It's Gabor. That's what I'm saying, Gabor. Oh, and Jonas Opel, first person to pick up 3 seconds for track limit violations. That I was not expecting. Because there's not many places where you can get track limit warnings. Like, turn 16 is one of them, 7's another, exit of 12 is another. Like, there's only like 3 major places where you can get track limit warnings. But yeah. Jerry Van Bussel within DRS, but it looks like they're moving over to come into the pits. Yep, they are in. Oh, Jerry just got that stopped. Oh, Jan stayed out. Yep, no, Jan's on the hard tyre. That's why he stayed out. I was wondering why he's staying out. He's on the hard tyre. Carlos is going for another lap. Both the TF10 drivers opting to stay out. Not pitting with everybody else. Oh, bit of a wobble there from Alex. So Alexander will go past his teammate. Obviously, Alex not going to fight his own teammate. Like, what's the point? I'm making a joke because there's a YouTuber called It's Haber. Oh, okay, admire. Right, let's have a look at this then. So, the top 6 have not pit where everybody else has, and they're all on the hard tyres. Obviously, Patrick and Jan won't pit for ages because they are started on the hard tyres. But Kane, Alex, and Carlos will have to pit. But yeah, let's go on board. Oh, Ryan's actually jumped his teammate, and Jerry has jumped Joe Murphy in the pits. Oh, that's interesting. Or did Jerry get past Joe after the pits? But anyway, Ryan pretty much is the net race leader then after pitting a lap earlier. As Patrick, Kane looked to try and get past Patrick there, but they're slow up, and now look at this. They've caught Ryan Muddler's caught the back of them, and look at this. Just the overspeed from the battery usage there from Ryan Muddler, getting past the pair of them. Obviously, he will get DRS on the other driver. Obviously, as Kane comes into the pits, as Patrick will concede position. Did somebody just leave the session there? As Tristan for Tatum Race Tech has got a fastest of the race. Oh, as Joe goes straight on there. Who the heck was that Nelson guy? Somebody's friend joined. Ah, dear. Oh well, we'll forget about that. But anyway. So, that's a shame for Patrick. He's gone straight on at turn 2, so he's going to drop to the back. As here, Ryan Muddler, like I say, is net race leader, ahead of his teammate, ahead of Joe and Gabor, as they're ahead of Keydon, Jonas, Tristan's actually jumped Carlos because Carlos pitted a few laps later, so that's good for him. As Elia and Adam are right behind Carlos. As it's just a question of when these TF10 drivers will pit because they are still on the medium tyres. Oh, okay. People in the YouTube chat saying Nelson is a nobody. Nelson Alvarez is a Williams dev. F4 pace. Okay. So again, the TF10 drivers opting to stay out again. Interesting. Obviously, I do feel sorry for Patrick. The poor man got went sent straight on, and he's dropped further back. He's now behind Claudio Diaz as he's coming to the pits after 10 laps off those hard tires. So he's gonna have to make a second pit stop in this race if he's pitting this early. So he's got no choice in that. As Tristan here has got ahead of Jonas, will now look to try and get after Kendon, who is trying to catch Gabor. Well, it sounded like someone hit the wall in the background there. Again, we've just got like one long train. Alex is dropping off of his teammate. 1.3 is the gap. 1. Are the teammates going to double stack? Because that gap is getting bigger between the TF10 teammates. It's when they decide to pit. So it looks like Alexander is staying out for another lap. Alex Santana is coming into the pits for his stop at the end of lap 10. So Jan here still in the lead and will be for a while. He's 10 seconds up the road from Alexander Graf. As oh hello, we got a free wide moment here. We got Joe Murphy somehow getting ahead of Ryan and Jerry as the two teammates are side by side. Obviously now Joe's gonna be under pressure and also Gabor behind them. They all have DRS, and Joe's gonna lose 2 places, and Gabor's gonna go ahead as well. And Jerry Ryan Modler gonna get ahead of Gabor as well. So we've had a big switch around here for the provisional race lead. So Ryan back into provisional race leader, as it looks like Jonas Orpel was trying to get up the inside there of Tristan, but did not quite get it, as Alex Santana's made a mistake and he was dropped further back, so that's not going to help his cause. But yeah, what I missed, Ryan Modler was getting double overtaken by Joe and his teammate. But then took him straight back. So that was pretty good from Ryan there. Obviously now Gabor is in a net P2, then it's Joe in net P3 who has Jerry Van Bussel for company, then Kadon Lutt is behind him, then Tristan, Jonas and Carlos, Elia and Adam Schumer have also joined this train here. So these are the net leaders. These guys are the net leaders, as Francesco Lago in the chat is asking for tyres. There you go, sir. So it looks like Alexander Graf is now in the pits. As again, Jerry is trying to get past Joe Murphy and does. Oh, but contact made the tyre hook in, as Joe's now going to go back ahead of Jerry Van Bussel. And Jerry Van Bussel's not taking that lightly. He's going to come back here at Joe Murphy. He's going to try it down the inside. Still down the inside. Pushing Joe into the wall. Just a little bit more contact made. Joe is still there. Gets back ahead. And now Kadon Lutt is going to have a look here at Jerry Van Bussel around the outside. But no, keeps ahead. Jerry keeps ahead. So good, interesting fight there between Joe and Jerry. But obviously now these guys have dropped off the back of Gabor and Ryan Modler. They are now 1.1 seconds behind. We'll have to see if they can catch back up. Right, it should not be that hard for them to catch back up. So now at this point, everybody is on the hard tyres. Jan obviously started on the hards instead. So, Malamina in the chat saying, continue fighting boys, don't mind us. Yeah, those guys are ranting in the chat. I'll let them rant. I want to keep on board with this action. As Gabor might try and challenge Ryan here for the net P1. As they are just pretty much breaking away from the rest of the field. As Jerry Van Bussel probably try to have a look at Joe Murphy. And will Gabor here have a go ahead of Ryan? No, he does not. As Kadon Lutt's going to have a look at Jerry Van Bussel into turn 1. Going to try and go down the inside. Jerry leaving plenty of space. But thing, as it looks like Patrick has spun at turn 15. He's got going again. But a small mistake there from Patrick. And he's... I think it might have been even in the wall, actually. You know what? No, I was going to say I was going to have a look, but no. Looks like Carlos here is going to have a look. Trying to have a look there at Tristan for P7, but not quite, as Tristan's having to go the inside to be defensive on against Carlos, and Carlos going to better exit out of turn 4 and try to look around, go around the outside of the Tatum race to drive it on the inside, but tire banging, wheel banging, power down earlier, and Carlos is ahead. Carlos bumping and barges way past Tristan, and now Elia was having a little look past the Tatum driver. Oh! Elia quite close to the wall as Patrick has retired from the session, so it must have been a front wing collision. So some great moves here I'm seeing from these guys. But obviously there's way too much tyre banging. And what I've just realised as well, these guys have dropped 4 seconds off the back of Ryan and Gabor. Ryan and Gabor have just gone. Like, they've just booked it. They're like 4 seconds up the road from these guys. Like, they're just gone. Like, they're hardly catching the guys ahead. There's looks like Jerry's going to have a look at Joe here again. Nope, Jerry, nope, not gonna look. Oh! Kadon Lutt almost rear-ended Jerry there. As we're now coming into thing. As finally Patrick's car has finally got off the track. Jerry might have another look at Joe here. Nope, not quite close enough. Nobody behind is really having a look. Anyone going to get a better exit to have a go into the middle section here? No. Well, excitement over, everyone. I'm not going to get any more excitement now for a little bit. But now these guys are 5 seconds off the back. As we get yellow flags in Sector 1, it looks like Claudio Diaz has gone straight. No, it wasn't him. It was David Martinez who's gone straight on. As Kane is getting past Claudio. So we're just gonna go further back here. These guys, I say, one big train here from 4th down to 11th. Jones Opel's out the back as Claudio, I think it's fighting as Claudio's in the wall by the look of it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Where is Claudio crashed it? And full course safety car is out. Yep, there's some front wing. So that's what's happened, I think. So Jan here gets a free pit stop. He was 12 seconds up the road from Ryan, so now he pretty much gets a free pit stop. But then, so does everybody else. It looks like, yep, Ryan's going to come in, so hopefully these guys all have a second set of those hard tyres, because mediums, I don't think will last 12 laps. Actually, they might do. But no, there's another set of hards going on Ryan's car. I'm also going to put on the tyres for everybody. Obviously, Jan's got no choice but to go on to the mediums, as Alexander Graf chooses not to pit. Joe Murphy goes on to a set of mediums. Like I said, everybody is into the pits if they've been on their tyres quite for a long time. But Alexander Graf chooses not to and goes into P2 with it. But yeah, Jan benefits from this safety car, and he'll be on fresh mediums. So obviously now he has been caught, the safety car has caught him. So, and Alexander Graf benefits as well. Alex Santana on the softs. This is where I'd be like, Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? Those softs are not going to last till the end of the race, you freaking muppet. Like, huh? Whoever Alex Santana's engineer is, unless that's a mistake, but Alex Santana's not making the end of this race with those soft tyres. Pretty much everybody's coming to the pits to change their tyres, unless you're Alexander Graf, you are on 3-lap old hard tyres. Those will not be very worn, I don't think, so I think Alexander will be fine, pretty much. But yeah, Claudio, I assume, trying to make a move on Kane, which caused the safety car because he crashed into Castle, which was not very helpful. Pretty much giving everybody a free pit stop. And if you're Jan, you are thankful for that free pit stop. So yeah, unfortunate for Claudio Diaz there, but oh well. So we're just running here. Oh no. We're just running here behind the safety car, hopefully for one more lap while we wait for the rest of the grid to catch up. So the safety car. Well, actually, the safety car's only just caught them, so safety car's got to do one full lap. So. I was like, I don't know who's at fault there because I didn't quite see the full incident as Alex Santana comes into the pits to fix his mistake. But yeah, 2 into Castle does not go, so Claudio made a massive mistake trying to go around the outside, if that is what he did. So that is a huge mistake. So I assume the safety car will be in at the end of next lap because it's not done one full lap yet. It only just picked him up that last lap, so safety car will probably be in at the end of next lap. I'm pretty sure, because there's no way it will be called at the end of this lap. If it does, then F you game, you hate me. But it is kind of dumb to try and go side by side through Castle. But yeah, this is where I'd be like, kindly ask Alex Santana just to don't catch the safety car until the thing, but I don't think it's gonna matter. So biggest winner then of this safety car is Jan, was in P1, obviously now gets a free pit stop, so obviously we'll have to see if Jan can make it stick. As I say, we're just waiting for Alex Santana to catch the back of the safety car queue. Like I said, I think the safety car will not be in this lap unless we get. Never mind. Never mind. Late calling for FU safety car. But anyway, we're on lap 16 here of 26, so we're going to have a 10-lap sprint to the end. Those medium tyres on Jan's car will definitely make it. Obviously, we'll put the tyres on the board. There you can see it's a mixture of things. So we've got Jan, Joe Murphy, Kendon Lutz, Carlos, Jerome with Visa, and Kane all on the mediums. And everybody else is on a new set of hards. So let's see who's going to have the best. Obviously, Jan can decide when he goes, and he is now gone. And there we go. He has gone. Has he caught anybody napping? It looks like the FVR drivers go try and thing as we now go past the timing line so they can all start racing. As Gabor here is trying to get past Joe, but contact, and Gabor's off into the wall. Oh, that's unfortunate for Gabor there. So he's off and into the wall. Yellow flags in sector 1 in the first corner there. That's unfortunate, but between Joe and Gabor, so that's unfortunate. Gabor's race over as he has gone into the wall again. As it looks like Carlos has got trying to get past Jonas Opel and has. As it looks like Tristan is trying to get past Ilya, as Joe Murphy and Ryan Mudler have now both got past Alexander Graf, who's now going to come under pressure here from Kendon Lott, and is Alexander Graf 3-lap older tyres than everyone else, is going to struggle just a little bit. He's going to struggle just a little bit, but I don't think much of it. But Jan has already broken 2.5 seconds to Ryan Modler. But later, I think those medium tyres, he will start to struggle, and Ryan in this race will come to Ryan. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But Jan, comfortable lead. Ryan Modler has a kind of a decent gap here ahead of Joe Murphy, who then is ahead of Kendon Lutt. Then it's Alexander Graf, Jerry Van Bussel, Ilya Tomas Eto, and then looks like Alexander Graf is now going to get passed by Jerry Van Bussel's DRS now re-enabled. So Alexander down to 6th, as it looks like Tristan is trying to again to get past Ilya, but does not. But can try again here with the help of DRS, but unfortunately we'll get DRS on Alexander Graf ahead. But we'll have to see what the Tatum Race Tech driver can do. Obviously he's going to have to slightly defend from the driver behind as well, as Ilya's going to try and bit of a send dish here on Alexander Graf, as Gabor has retired from the session. Oh, Alexander Graf almost put Ilya in the wall there. Ilya trying to pick up some more points for Thomas Eng Racing, as Tristan and Alexander go a bit deep. As Carlos has just come out of nowhere down the inside there of Tristan. So Tristan now dumped down to P9 after trying to get past Ilya, who's actually now got past Alexander Graf, who is now going to be under pressure from Carlos. I think Alexander realistically should have pitted, but unfortunately did not. But yeah, everybody here is pretty much within DRS of each other. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Richards is pretty sure he's still in FER. But yeah, Jan 2.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field, as looks like Ryan, Joe, Kendon and Jerry have all broken away from Ilya, who is ahead of the second group, as it looks like Carlos is under pressure here from Tristan, as Alexander Graf has gone back ahead of Ilya's. Down the inside, Vista here trying to get past Tristan. Mediums versus the hards. He's on the inside and is going to try to take P9 away from the Tatum driver. He's trying to, but Tristan on the power earlier is still ahead. But as we come down to turn 3, I think the better tyre will be better, as Vista down the inside and gets ahead of Tristan. Tristan now demoted down to 10th, so it was not helpful at all there, as Alexander Graf is at the front of this queue and pretty much slowing them down, so they're all going to struggle to catch up. As we're going on board here through the castle section. Gotta be very careful through there not to crash and thing, as somebody else has crashed into the wall. Oh dear, and David Martinez has crashed into it and gets a 10 seconds for a severe penalty with them. Oh dear, and safety car redeployed. Safety car redeployed. So everyone's going to pit again, go on to a set of medium tyres, and yeah. So, the castle section has claimed 2 victims. It's claimed Claudio Diaz of AMR, and now it's claimed Michael of Azurai. So, that is unfortunate. Jan opted not to pit. Same with Ryan. Wow, they're all opting not to pit. Interesting. I thought they all would have pitted for a set of maybe soft tyres, but I guess nobody is. Oh, hello, who's that in the pits? Alexander and Kane both into the pits, so this would be interesting. Why didn't Alexander Graf come in? Alexander should have definitely come in to put a new thing, but again, he's in P6. But this safety car is good for these medium runners, because now they can just chill and relax on these mediums. So that's helpful for them, obviously, and hopefully... Oh, no, David has to serve that 10 seconds. But, unfortunately, that it doesn't really matter too much, safety car, so they'll be fine. I beg someone to say it, everyone will, no tyres left. Well, it depends what kind of strategy they've done, Richard. It depends if they've gone a harder setting on the tyres or if they've done balance, but I assume since Ryan Muddler's used 2 sets of hards, he will not have a new set of mediums, so it's understandable. Like, he could have a new set of softs, you never know, but I don't, yeah, but true. They have probably all run out of tyres, so. Obviously, if you're Alex, Keane, and David, you've all pitted. Obviously, understandable for David, he probably lost his front wing with the collision from Michael, so we've had 4 retirements from this race. Michael, the latest retiree, hence his second safety car. Another victim of the castle section. It has claimed 2 this race. Gabor Santos retired in the pit only because he got involved with a collision with Joe Murphy and was sent into the wall, destroying his front wing, and then he opted to leave. I think if waited, this might have happened. You could have benefited from the safety car. Claudio Diaz was the very first victim of the castle section, and then Patrick also retired from this race after making a mistake at turn 15 and destroying his front wing and his chances of scoring points for ET8. So if one more person retires, the rest of the grid do get points because it's points from 1st down to 15th, starting at 22 points, going down to 1. Extra point for pole and 1 point for fastest lap. The current person who has fastest lap is Patrick. He has done a 1:40.403, and it's the fastest lap by about 0.6 of a second. Because the next person to have a fastest lap is Jan, who's done a 41.0. As David Martinez is back into the pits. So we'll just. What tyres is he putting out now? Ooh, David's opted for a set of soft tyres. So yeah, by the time we get going, it'll be lap 22 we start on. He's got about 5 laps on those soft tyres. Yeah, I think he'll be okay. As long as he doesn't use them too much on this out lap. But I think he could be okay. We'll have to wait and see. Because obviously anything can happen. Anything can happen. Obviously, we've got 5 laps left of this race. As I've got. Ah, well, David didn't actually catch up. Oh, Kane's into the pits now. My God, how many laps under a safety car are we gonna blooming have? So obviously we had David Martinez coming into the pits to change tyres, and now Kane Burnett's done it. So we're gonna have to wait until Kane catches up. But I think he'll probably catch up easily before the end of this lap because it's not gonna take him that long. So safety car should be in at the end of this lap, I hope. We'll be starting again on lap 23. 4 laps of racing. We'll do 4 laps of racing. I think David Martinez and Kane will probably have the better thing. Same with Alex Santana. I think he'll be okay as well. They'll easily get through try and get through the traffic. Well, he has caught the back of the safety car queue, so pretty much so. Safety car should be in at the end of this lap. And we should be able to get racing for the last 4 laps of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Jan here still holds the lead and has done since everybody else pitted early in this race. So Jan here at the front. Ryan Modler in P2 pretty much from where he started. And there you go, safety car in this lap. So now Jan will pace the grid here in the final sector. Jan with 7 lap old mediums. Obviously 2 safety cars has helped those tyres. Obviously he will be under threat from Ryan. We'll see if Ryan can keep up with him this time around. Hopefully he should be able to. And we'll also see how these 2 soft runners do in David and Kane. So now we just wait for when Jan decides to go, and he's gone. He's gone earlier than last time, and he's caught Ryan a bit napping a little bit, as it looks like Elia's going to try and make a move here on Alexander Graf early, going down the inside of the TF10 driver and gets the move done, as TechB gets ahead of Adam Schumer further back, as they're all side by side further back. Couple drivers hitting the wall. And it looks like Alex Santana's been gonna get past Adam Schumer as well. And but Jan has pretty much already almost broken the full second to Ryan Modler here. Ryan needs to try and keep up with him, as Alexander Graf and Carlos are now fighting. Carlos gonna try to go a long way around, as Vista is gonna try and have a look thing. But no, there we go. Carlos all the way around the outside of Alexander and gets the job done, but has lost out a lot, as Kane has got ahead further back, as Alex Santana's got past Orpel here. Let's say as Kane now tries to look to get past Techby, who's on old hards. And so everyone's pretty much staying within DRS of each other. Carlos is just outside of it on Elia, but oh, that might have been a warning there for Jan. But Jan holding the lead here, and Alex Santana now into the top 10, getting ahead of Tristan, as we're going to keep on board here with the front 2, because Ryan's tyres at this point should be better than Jan's. So I think Ryan will probably wait until the second to last lap to try and get him, as now DRS is enabled, as I can see further back, Alexander Graf is being overtaken by another driver, as Tristan's got back past Alex Santana. Oh, but contact! And oh no, Tristan slides and spins, hits the wall. Bye-bye front wing. Oh, that could have been avoided there. Unfortunate there from there for Tristan. Obviously, he's now been dropped out the points. Alex Santana thing, as Kane looks to try and get past Techbit, and does, as David Martinez just slams Adam Schumer into the wall there, as both these two are fighting, as Adam Schumer does it back, and now these guys are stuck, and that is just poor. That is just poor. I'm sorry. Oh! Carlos picking up 3 seconds for track limit violations, and he's in P7 and out of DRS with Elliot, so that's gonna drop him actually out of the top 10. But it doesn't matter, he'll still get points. But Adam Schumer and David there. Someone's gonna have words with those two after, because realistically that should have ended both their races. So Carlos picking up 3 seconds for track limits is not going to help him at all, as we're going to keep on board here with the leaders, as Ryan Modler looks to chase down Jan. Is he going to go for the move? No, he chooses not to. But Jerry gets past Kedon Lut. And Jerry into P4. Jerry started this race in first, but obviously lost out quite a bit. He's now in fourth. As the top 6 here look to break away from the rest of the field. As I've got poor timing of hiccups, I do apologise. So Ryan needs to try and save as much battery as possible to try and keep that gap between himself and Jan close. Because Jan here won the sprint by a big margin, could win this race as well. But Ryan this time is determined not to let him do so. Because Ryan got second in the first race and does not want another second. He wants to try and take the win away from Thomas Eng Racing. Because as far as I'm aware, I don't think Thomas Eng Racing have a win, but Venturi does. Do they? No, actually no they don't. I was saying Venturi doesn't have a win. I know SE has a win, FER has 2. And FRT also has a win. So this is round 5. Yeah, no, that's right. FER has 2 wins. SEA has got 1 round 3, and FRT 1 last race. So we could have a brand new race winner this week. The question is, will it be Thomas Eng Racing or will it be Venturi? As Ryan Modler is gaining on Jan here. Jan going defensive. So Ryan will look to go around the outside. Might try and get the switch back, but no, he's close enough though to try and make a move into turn 3. He needs to get a better exit out of this corner. DRS active. He's going to try again here. Like, his last possible chance will be on the final DRS straight. So we're on here, the final lap of this race. As Ryan Modler here looks to try and take away this win from Thomas Eng Racing and Jan. And looks like Kedon Law has actually dropped back off of Jerry as Alex Santana gets ahead of Carlos into 9th. So 8th, not 9th. But that battle's not important. The only important battle is this one right here between the top 4, with Jan, Ryan, Joe and Jerry all fighting here for the win. It's pretty much all 3/10ths of a gap between all of them. The question is, obviously, Jan is not going to have DRS, and these guys are, and Ryan is making sure he is as close as he possibly can to the back of that Williams. Like, Ryan is trying everything to get past Jan here. Like, he needs to be right on the back of this Thomas Eng Racing car. Needs to have a good exit here. Needs to now just try and burn all this battery to try and close that gap. But Jan is also burning that battery. He is gaining with the slipstream. He will have DRS shortly, but this gap is getting closer and closer and closer. Pulls out the slipstream. Ryan now coming ahead of Jan to take the win here in the 50% race of Azerbaijan. Jan will take second. Joe third, keeping ahead of Jerry Van Bossel. Kedon Lut will take P5 for FER. Then Thomas Eng Racing get a lot more points here, with Elia getting 6th. And Vissy here for SCA 7th. 8th and 9th for the TF10 boys of the Alexes. TechB takes 10th. Kane 11th. Carlos 12th. Jonas Orpel in 13th. Adam Schumer, who seems to have crashed on the start-finish line, taking P14. David Martinez in 15. And now we just wait for Tristan to come across the line. He was going to try to crash into the back of his teammate, but did not. But well played there from Ryan Modler there on the last lap. Kept Jan very close the entire way through, and takes the win here for Baku, claiming Venturia's first win this season. So here you are then, full classification, and Ryan Modler with the win here, and then Jan for Thomas Eng Racing getting P2, and then SCA Joe Murphy picking up P3. Started from where he started. That's your podium, and then Jerry, Kedon, Elia, Visser, Alex Santana, and then Alexander Graf Techby, Kane, Carlos, Jonas Opel, Adam Schimmer, and David Martinez are your points finishers. Tristan here, last of the qualified drivers, and did take the fastest lap away from ET8 with a 1:39.861. And then your 4 non-finishers are Michael, Gabar Santos, Claudio Diaz, and Patrick. So that is unfortunate for those guys. Obviously, we'll now bring it back to my ugly mug and Kevin. So that has been the Baku race. Obviously, a lot of chaos, a lot of drama. That's what we like. But obviously, me being an admin, I'm not going to like that. I'm going to see a lot of Stuart reports. So, yay! But anyway, we'll just show you the calendar. So, obviously, next week will be Canada. We'll be going back to our proper format. So, we'll be full qualifying Q1, Q2, Q3, and then 50%er. Because obviously, this week was a sprint. Hopefully, there's no more sprint races in this calendar. But we'll find out soon enough, because I'm not sure. But anyway, obviously as well, hopefully Corey Brooks will be back with me next week, so I'm not left on my Todd. But yes, but for now, I will say good night. Kevin will say good night, and we'll see you all back here next week, same time as we started today, 7 p.m. UK for Canada. Cheerio!